I never thought of myself as naive, until the day a plastic surgery bill arrived in our mailbox addressed to someone else. And honey, that was the exact moment my perfectly curated, happy housewife illusion shattered into a million glittering pieces. Let's rewind a little, shall we? My name's Julia, I'm 33, and up until recently I genuinely believed I had it all figured out. Perfect husband, picture-perfect family, Instagram-worthy house, you name it. I know exactly what you're thinking. Julia, are you serious? Didn't you see the signs? And the honest-to-God answer is no, I didn't. But looking back, maybe I was too busy playing my own role to notice the real-life drama unfolding right under my nose. See, when Michael and I got married, we made this little agreement. He would handle the finances, because math and numbers make me break out in hives, and I'd take care of literally everything else. The house, the kids, the dog, PTA meetings, bake sales, charity fundraisers, you name it, I was there with a smile plastered on my face and a batch of gluten-free cupcakes in my hand. Our lives were the envy of our neighborhood. Seriously, even Mrs. Patterson across the street admitted it once over a glass of wine. If only she knew. It worked beautifully. Michael had this successful real estate firm, and he loved being the provider. He loved that traditional, husbandly role, and honestly, it made my life easier. I didn't question it because it was easier not to. Looking back now, that was probably mistake number one: never check out of your own life, folks. That's how you end up paying for some random woman's nose job. Michael traveled a lot for business conferences, seminars, meetings, and sometimes late dinners with investors. I trusted him implicitly. I mean, why wouldn't I? We known each other since college. Michael was charming, ambitious, and charismatic. Everyone loved him, and so did I, and he was generous, too, maybe too generous. But that didn't seem suspicious until the day that glossy envelope from Perfect Image Plastic Surgery Clinic arrived. I remember standing at the kitchen island, casually opening mail, chatting with my best friend Amanda on speakerphone. "Amanda, did I mention how much I hate bills?" I joked, slicing open envelopes and absent-mindedly sorting them into piles. "You hate bills? Honey, you don't even pay them," Amanda laughed. I rolled my eyes at the phone. True, but still, that's when the words on the invoice hit me like a brick wall. Wait, what the actual? "Julia, you okay over there?" Amanda asked, noticing the sudden silence. My eyes scanned the document again, slower this time. A $10,000 invoice from a plastic surgeon addressed to Miss Cassandra Lane for rhinoplasty and lip fillers, paid for by Michael's personal credit card. The same card number I'd memorized years ago for emergency shoe purchases. Amanda, I'll call you back," I stammered, ending the call before she could protest. My heart slammed inside my chest, nausea rising, as I stared at the elegant piece of paper that was turning my stomach upside down. Cassandra Lane. Cassandra freaking Lane? Who in the world was Cassandra Lane, and why was she walking around with lips and a nose paid for by my husband? I paced around the kitchen, my pulse racing, my mind running through every possible innocent explanation: charity, a niece, a friend of a friend. But deep down, that gut feeling had already kicked in, screaming the ugly truth. I quickly grabbed my laptop and did exactly what any suspicious woman would do: Google the hell out of her. Cassandra Lane was stunning, blonde, younger than me, with an Instagram account filled with bikini photos, luxury cars, and exotic travel. All of it suspiciously familiar: restaurants I'd been told Michael had taken clients to, hotels from his business trips. And wait, was that my beach hat? Oh, hell no. Every single instinct was screaming at me to confront Michael immediately, to scream, cry, throw things, the usual soap opera scene. But I'd watched enough episodes of Real Housewives to know that direct confrontation rarely ends well. Instead, I took a deep breath, smiled at the laptop screen, and started downloading evidence. Screenshots, transactions, email confirmations. I became Sherlock Holmes meets Gossip Girl, and trust me, it was both heartbreaking and empowering at the same time. By the time I had compiled everything, I felt like a detective about to crack the case of the century. Dinner that night was particularly surreal. Michael arrived late, loosening his tie as he walked through the door, flashing me that charming grin that used to melt my heart. "Hey babe, what's for dinner?" I pasted on my brightest smile, pouring him a glass of Merlot, knowing it was going to be his last happy night for a very, very long time. "Your favorite, sweetie. Steak, asparagus, and some very interesting mail for dessert." He raised an eyebrow playfully, completely oblivious. "Interesting mail." "Let's call it a surprise," I said sweetly, if only he knew. That night, after he drifted off to sleep, completely unaware of the storm brewing beside him, I lay awake, plotting and scheming. Divorce, exposure, humiliation, it all crossed my mind. But revenge had to be clever, something he'd never see coming, something that would leave him with less than nothing and me with my dignity intact. And that's when it hit me. A glorious, twisted, hilarious idea that was so perfect, I had to laugh into my pillow to keep from waking him up. The next morning, with mascara on, lipstick impeccable, and determination set in my eyes, I made the first call to a divorce attorney. But that wasn't the genius part. No, the genius part was the second call, to a videographer friend from college. Because if Michael thought paying for his mistress's plastic surgery with our joint account was humiliating, just wait until he saw my next move, launching a viral online series titled, "How I Became CFO of My Own Divorce." Trust me, sweetheart, revenge is a dish best served viral. The moment I saw that bill from the cosmetic clinic, everything changed. My idyllic life, the one I'd carefully built around being a happy housewife, crumbled before my eyes. There was a name on that statement I'd never forget, Veronica Hartley. A name that wasn't mine, but obviously meant a lot to my husband, Ryan. I confronted him that night, hands trembling as I held the piece of paper. "Who's Veronica Hartley, Ryan?" He paused, face pale, eyes darting. The silence stretched between us until it snapped with his weak confession, "She's someone I've been seeing." Those words echoed painfully in my head. Everything suddenly clicked into place. The late nights at the office, the unexplained weekend trips, his constant distraction. My stomach twisted with rage and betrayal, but amidst the chaos of my feelings, a clear, determined voice rose from within. "We're done," I said firmly, surprising even myself with the strength of my resolve. Days turned into weeks and my world felt upside down. Divorce was inevitable, but I wasn't going down without a fight. Ryan had always handled the money, smugly keeping me in the dark, confident I'd never question him. Well, he was wrong. If I was going to rebuild my life, I needed clarity and fast. Determined to take control, I started pouring through years of bank statements, receipts, and emails, unraveling a web of deceit far deeper than I'd imagined. Turns out, Veronica wasn't the first, nor the last. My husband had funded multiple extravagant affairs with our savings. I felt nauseous but empowered. This wasn't just personal anymore, it was financial betrayal on an epic scale. To my shock, I discovered I had a knack for the financial detective work I was forced into. Every revelation sharpened my focus. I meticulously documented every dollar Ryan had spent on his mistresses, luxury hotels, designer clothes, lavish dinners, and more surgeries. My attorney was stunned by the thoroughness of my investigation. "You did all this yourself?" he asked, astonished. "Yes," I smiled grimly. "Call it my crash course in financial management." By the time we stood in court, Ryan's arrogant demeanor had vanished, replaced by embarrassment and shame. The judge awarded me substantial alimony and compensation for his reckless misuse of our joint assets. Victory felt bittersweet, but undeniably satisfying. As I stepped into the next chapter of my life, I decided to turn my painful experience into something positive. I began filming a series of humorous yet insightful videos called "How I Became CFO of My Own Divorce," sharing my journey from financial naivety to empowerment. Each video resonated with thousands of viewers, women who, like me, had trusted blindly and paid the price. Ryan might have broken my heart, but he inadvertently gave me the greatest gift, a new purpose, a voice, and financial independence. I would never again underestimate myself or my worth. And Veronica Hartley? Well, rumor has it she moved on quickly when Ryan's money dried up. As for me, I'm now the confident, financially savvy woman I never dreamed I could become, and I've never been happier. After the dust settled from the court battle, I was eager to build a future far from the shadows of my past. Armed with newfound financial wisdom and determination, I began rebuilding my life piece by piece. But freedom didn't come easy. While the divorce settlement provided financial stability, it also left an emotional void I had never expected. I was independent, yes, but deeply wounded. Healing, as I quickly learned, required more than money. The first step was reclaiming my identity beyond being Ryan's betrayed wife. For years, I'd put my dreams aside, fully committing to being a supportive spouse, a devoted homemaker, and the perfect hostess. Now, I had the daunting yet exciting task of discovering who I truly was beneath those carefully curated roles. My therapist suggested exploring hobbies, something I'd never genuinely pursued before. At first, I was skeptical. What could I possibly enjoy? I'd spent years focusing on Ryan's happiness, never considering my own interests. But determined, I signed up for art classes, cooking workshops, and even yoga retreats. I was surprised to find joy and laughter in simple activities, like painting terribly abstract canvases or accidentally setting off smoke alarms during cooking class. Each misstep felt liberating, each triumph thrilling. As months passed, I made genuine friendships, bonding over shared experiences and mutual support. Yet beneath my renewed joy, I carried a quiet fear. Could I ever truly trust again? I knew not every person was a Ryan, but opening my heart felt nearly impossible. That changed one day at a charity event I had organized, where I met Caleb, a gentle, soft-spoken man who volunteered regularly at shelters for women escaping abuse. Our conversations started casually. He complimented my courage in sharing my story publicly, and something in his sincerity touched me deeply. Slowly, our conversations became deeper, covering everything from favorite books to our personal battles with trust. Caleb, too, had experienced betrayal from a former spouse, leaving him cautious yet empathetic. His understanding felt like a balm to my still healing heart. One evening, as we walked through a serene park illuminated by twilight, Caleb gently took my hand. My pulse quickened, panic threatening to rise, but when I saw the warmth and care in his eyes, I felt safe. "You don't have to walk this journey alone," he said softly. It was a simple promise, yet one I desperately needed to hear. Trusting Caleb wasn't immediate or easy, but every small gesture reassured me that he was genuine. He was patient with my insecurities, never pushing too far or rushing me beyond my comfort. With Caleb, I gradually learned that vulnerability wasn't weakness, it was strength. Opening up allowed me to release the pain I'd clung to so fiercely, giving space for genuine happiness. Yet just as things were looking brighter, Ryan resurfaced, desperate and bitter. His lavish lifestyle had left him bankrupt, and seeing me flourishing without him ignited his resentment. He bombarded me with manipulative messages and threats, claiming I'd ruined his life. Initially shaken, I refused to let him control my emotions any longer. With Caleb's support, I stood firm and blocked Ryan completely from my life. Publicly sharing my journey through my YouTube series had already given me strength and resilience. Now, seeing the impact my story had on others, women who had faced similar betrayals and abuses, reinforced my commitment to advocacy. Encouraged by my subscribers, I expanded my platform into financial literacy workshops, teaching women how to protect themselves and reclaim their power. Caleb stood by me every step of the way, offering unwavering support. Together, we launched Secure Future, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering women financially and emotionally. The foundation provided educational resources, financial counseling, and emotional support networks. My painful past had transformed into a powerful purpose, fueling every effort to help others rebuild their lives. One evening, as I reviewed feedback from women we'd helped, Caleb surprised me with dinner under the stars. Candles flickered softly on the patio table, and the gentle scent of lavender filled the evening air. Midway through dessert, he handed me a small velvet box. Inside was a delicate silver bracelet engraved with a simple message: strength, courage, love. "It's a reminder," he whispered, his eyes tender, "of who you are and what you've overcome." Tears welled in my eyes, not from pain this time, but gratitude and overwhelming joy. I'd once let Ryan define my value, but now I understood it was entirely my own. Caleb didn't complete me. Instead, he celebrated my completeness, encouraging my independence and growth. As I looked up at the sky, dotted with countless stars, I felt profound peace. My journey from betrayal to empowerment had been arduous and painful, yet profoundly rewarding. I'd learned the greatest lessons in the darkest moments: resilience, self-love, and the power of genuine connection. That night, holding Caleb's hand beneath the stars, I finally realized the most important truth of all: my worth was never tied to anyone else's actions or opinions. It had always been mine alone to claim, nurture, and cherish. And as I stepped forward into the bright future awaiting me, I vowed never to forget that lesson. Building secure future alongside Caleb transformed my life in ways I'd never anticipated. It became more than just a nonprofit. It was a beacon of hope for countless women navigating the storms I once faced. Each day, I immersed myself deeper into advocacy, driven by the strength and resilience of those we supported. The foundation blossomed rapidly, attracting partnerships, generous donors, and growing recognition nationwide. Yet, success didn't come without challenges. As our platform grew, so did scrutiny. Criticism began trickling in, some accusing me of exploiting my past for personal gain. Initially, these words stung, causing doubt to creep back into my heart. But Caleb reminded me gently, yet firmly, "Your story is your strength. Don't let anyone diminish that." Determined, I refused to waver. Instead, I used the criticism as fuel to expand our programs. We launched new initiatives targeting young adults, emphasizing early financial literacy education. Visiting schools, universities, and community centers became routine, each encounter reinforcing our mission and filling me with a profound sense of purpose. However, amidst this flourishing career, the personal challenges didn't cease. One afternoon, I received an unexpected letter. My heart clenched when I saw the familiar handwriting. It was from Ryan. Though instinct urged me to discard it unopened, curiosity compelled me otherwise. The letter was filled with remorse, apologies, and desperate pleas for reconciliation, not romantically, but as a way for him to rebuild his shattered life. Conflicted emotions surged within me: anger, sadness, and a surprising sense of pity. I pondered the letter for days, debating whether responding was wise. Caleb listened patiently as I navigated this internal turmoil, offering no judgment, only compassion. Finally, I decided clarity required closure, so I agreed to meet Ryan one last time. Our meeting took place in a quiet cafe, neutral ground, yet memories immediately resurfaced. Ryan appeared gaunt, aged beyond his years, a stark contrast to the confident man I once knew. He spoke quietly, remorse genuine, vulnerability evident. He explained the devastating impact of his choices, acknowledging that his greed and deceit had cost him everything meaningful. Seeing Ryan broken didn't provide the satisfaction I'd anticipated. Instead, it brought profound sadness. Yet, it clarified an essential truth: I had truly moved on, no longer anchored by bitterness or resentment. With sincerity, I offered Ryan forgiveness, not for him, but for myself, to finally close that chapter and fully embrace my new life. Walking away from the cafe, I felt a weight lifted. The emotional baggage I'd unknowingly carried evaporated, replaced by an incredible sense of liberation. Caleb, waiting nearby, took my hand, sensing the shift in me. "Closure?" he asked softly. "Complete," I whispered, smiling genuinely. With newfound clarity and renewed energy, I dove even deeper into expanding, secure future. Collaborations with influential figures and organizations broadened our reach significantly. Our message of empowerment and resilience echoed across digital platforms, television segments, and print media. But no matter the visibility, our core focus remained genuine, tangible help for those who needed it most. One particularly impactful initiative was Second Chances, a program specifically designed for survivors of emotional and financial abuse. This project quickly became my personal passion. Every story I encountered strengthened my resolve, affirming the path I'd chosen and reinforcing the importance of financial independence as a cornerstone of personal freedom. Meanwhile, my relationship with Caleb blossomed quietly yet beautifully. Our bond was built on mutual respect, trust, and shared purpose. Caleb's unwavering support allowed me to thrive personally and professionally, providing a foundation of emotional safety I'd never known possible. On the anniversary of Secure Future, Caleb surprised me again, this time not with a bracelet but a ring. Amidst cheers from friends, colleagues, and supporters gathered at our annual gala, Caleb knelt, his eyes shimmering with sincerity and love. "We've built a beautiful life together, and I'd love nothing more than to continue this journey with you forever," he said, voice filled with emotion. "Will you marry me?" Overwhelmed with joy and gratitude, tears filled my eyes as I nodded emphatically. "Yes!" The room erupted into applause, celebrating not just our engagement, but the victory over past darkness, embracing a future filled with hope and promise. Planning our wedding became another journey of healing and celebration. We chose simplicity and intimacy, inviting only our closest friends and family. The ceremony represented everything we'd come to cherish: authenticity, resilience, and unconditional love. As I stood beside Caleb, exchanging vows beneath a canopy of blooming cherry blossoms, my heart felt lighter than ever. I'd transformed from a woman betrayed and broken into one fully empowered, loved, and loving. My past no longer defined me. Instead, it illuminated the strength, courage, and potential within. Looking out at the faces of those who'd supported me along this winding journey, I felt profoundly grateful. My story had come full circle, marked by loss, redemption, and ultimately, triumph. As Caleb gently squeezed my hand, I knew our combined strength would continue to inspire and empower countless others, ensuring our past pains had not been in vain. That day, as we stepped forward into a new chapter together, I was certain of one absolute truth: I was finally, truly free. Life settled beautifully after Caleb and I exchanged vows. Our days were filled with purpose, love, and mutual respect, creating a foundation stronger than I had ever dreamed possible. With the ongoing success of Secure Future, our lives were deeply rewarding, anchored in a shared passion for empowering others. But life, as I'd learned, was rarely straightforward. It started subtly, almost unnoticeably. I began feeling unusually tired, and simple tasks became exhausting. At first, I blamed my busy schedule, convinced it was just fatigue from juggling work, marriage, and advocacy. But when the symptoms persisted, Caleb gently suggested I see a doctor. Reluctantly, I agreed, dismissing it as precautionary. But precaution quickly turned serious. After numerous tests, the doctor delivered news that rocked our perfect world. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. The words hit me like a punch, leaving me stunned and fearful. The illness was manageable, but it would require significant lifestyle changes, medications, and ongoing treatments. Initially, I struggled deeply with acceptance. It felt incredibly unfair. Hadn't I already faced enough? Caleb, as always, stood steadfastly by my side, becoming my greatest comfort and advocate. He reassured me daily, reminding me of my strength and resilience, qualities I'd demonstrated repeatedly in the past. I found solace in my work, channeling fears into advocacy. Secure Future expanded its mission to support individuals coping with chronic illnesses, adding yet another layer of empathy and empowerment. Sharing my diagnosis openly with our community felt daunting, yet liberating. The response was overwhelmingly supportive, solidifying my belief in the power of vulnerability and connection. Yet, as I adjusted to my new normal, another unexpected challenge emerged: Ryan had once again found his way into my life, this time indirectly. He'd written a tell-all book about our marriage, painting me as manipulative and exploiting our personal story for profit. The sensational headlines splashed across tabloids and online platforms, threatening to undermine all I'd built. Initially, I wanted to retreat, overwhelmed by the old feelings of betrayal and vulnerability. But Caleb gently reminded me of who I had become, a resilient woman who faced challenges head-on. Together, we strategized our response. Instead of engaging in public drama, I chose authenticity and honesty, addressing the claims calmly in a heartfelt, widely viewed online video. My story is not one of revenge or exploitation, I explained clearly, but of recovery, resilience, and empowerment. My past experiences taught me invaluable lessons, ones I've openly shared to help others reclaim their power and independence. The impact was immediate and profound. Messages of solidarity poured in from around the world. Our community rallied fiercely, countering Ryan's attempts at character assassination. Ironically, Ryan's accusations amplified the visibility of our nonprofit, attracting even more support and awareness. His actions, though maliciously intended, inadvertently strengthened our cause. Amid this chaos, Caleb and I faced yet another surprise, this time a beautiful one. During a routine medical follow-up, I discovered I was pregnant. Joy mingled with apprehension, knowing my condition made pregnancy riskier. Despite potential complications, Caleb and I embraced the news with cautious excitement, committing ourselves to navigate this new journey together. The pregnancy brought new challenges, intensified by my illness, but each hurdle reinforced our bond. Caleb's unwavering support, patience, and love eased my fears, transforming potential stress into deepened intimacy. Meanwhile, our secure future community celebrated alongside us, showering us with encouragement and practical advice, becoming an extended family of strength and support. Finally, after months filled with anticipation, worry, and endless hope, our daughter, Ava, was born healthy and strong. Holding her for the first time was a moment of indescribable joy and relief. Tears streamed down our faces, Caleb's hand warmly gripping mine as we marveled at our beautiful miracle. Motherhood brought renewed purpose and perspective. Every sleepless night, every joyful milestone Ava reached, reminded me of life's remarkable resilience. Parenthood deepened my understanding of unconditional love, amplifying my commitment to advocacy, not only for financial independence, but for holistic well-being. The expansion of our family also brought about another transformative realization. As Ava grew, so did my determination to set an example of strength, authenticity, and resilience. Parenthood inspired me to write a book, sharing my full journey candidly, from betrayal and financial ruin to empowerment and renewed health, ultimately leading to the joy of motherhood. Titled Beyond Betrayal, the book quickly gained popularity, resonating deeply with readers worldwide. Invitations to speak about my experiences increased, allowing me to reach even wider audiences. Each engagement reinforced my conviction that vulnerability is strength, empowering countless others to embrace their journeys with courage. One quiet evening, as Caleb and I watched Ava peacefully sleeping, I reflected on the incredible twists and turns of my life. Once a woman who entrusted her happiness and security entirely to another, I'd become a fiercely independent advocate, resilient survivor, loving wife, and devoted mother. Life has been quite the journey, Caleb murmured softly, gently squeezing my shoulder. Smiling contentedly, I nodded, embracing the quiet moment of gratitude. And it's only just begun, I whispered, heart swelling with endless hope for the future. With Caleb's arm wrapped securely around me, I knew our journey would continue unfolding unpredictably, beautifully, and profoundly. Each challenge we'd faced had strengthened us individually and together, ensuring we were ready for whatever lay ahead. Our past no longer defined us. Instead, it illuminated our path forward, vibrant with promise and possibility. Life continued to unfold with its gentle rhythm, filled with moments that were quietly extraordinary and beautifully ordinary. Watching Ava grow brought immense joy, her laughter filling our home and hearts with happiness. Caleb and I cherished each milestone, grateful for the stable, loving environment we'd created, one I once believed impossible. My health journey, though ongoing, gradually became manageable. With Caleb's unwavering support and my commitment to self-care, I regained a sense of normalcy and balance. Each day served as a testament to resilience, reminding me how far I'd come from the uncertainty and fear of my initial diagnosis. The success of Beyond Betrayal had propelled me into an influential voice, advocating tirelessly for financial empowerment and health awareness. My role expanded further as I received invitations to participate in global forums, international conferences, and impactful collaborations. Each interaction deepened my conviction in the transformative power of sharing one's truth openly and vulnerably. Yet, amidst public success and professional acclaim, the moments that truly grounded me were quiet ones at home. Simple evenings spent cooking together, family walks at sunset, or bedtime stories with Ava provided a treasured balance to my busy schedule. Caleb often reminded me gently, "Our greatest achievements are right here, within these walls." As Ava approached her 5th birthday, Caleb and I decided to celebrate our journey uniquely. We organized a small, heartfelt gathering, not just a birthday celebration, but a tribute to the community that had supported us through every challenge. Friends, family, and colleagues from Secure Future gathered, each person representing a significant chapter in our intertwined lives. That evening, beneath twinkling fairy lights, I looked around at the faces smiling back at me, each one symbolizing resilience, courage, and unwavering support. My heart overflowed with gratitude, knowing our family was surrounded by genuine love and community. Towards the evening's close, Caleb addressed the crowd, his voice warm and steady. "Tonight isn't just Ava's birthday celebration, it's also a testament to perseverance, strength, and hope. Every person here has contributed profoundly to our lives, and we're deeply grateful for your presence in our story." His words resonated deeply, echoing my own reflections. Taking a deep breath, I stepped forward, holding Ava's small hand. "Our story began from a place of deep hurt and betrayal," I shared openly, my voice steady despite the emotions swelling within me. "Yet, from that painful beginning, we've built something beautiful, meaningful, and resilient. Your support transformed my darkest moments into sources of strength." Looking down at Ava's innocent face, I continued softly, "The greatest lesson I've learned is that vulnerability, while terrifying, is our most profound strength. It connects us, empowers us, and ultimately heals us." Applause filled the air, mingled with laughter and gentle tears. The warmth in the room was tangible, wrapping us in a comforting embrace. Later that evening, as the celebration dwindled to soft conversations, Caleb took my hand gently, guiding me into our peaceful backyard. Under a star-studded sky, we sat together, savoring the quiet intimacy. "Look at how far we've come," Caleb whispered tenderly, squeezing my hand. "Did you ever imagine this could be our life?" Shaking my head with a contented smile, I leaned into him. "Never in my wildest dreams." "And yet here we are," he murmured, his voice rich with gratitude. "Together, thriving, growing stronger every day." As I closed my eyes, breathing in the peaceful night air, I reflected once more on our journey. Every challenge, every setback, had woven together to create a tapestry far richer and more beautiful than I'd ever anticipated. Our struggles hadn't broken us. They had strengthened our bond, deepened our appreciation, and illuminated the resilience within. Looking ahead, uncertainty no longer frightened me. Instead, I felt eager anticipation, ready to embrace whatever life offered next. With Caleb by my side, Ava growing in strength and kindness, and a community deeply rooted in empathy and support, our future was luminous with possibility. That night, beneath the quiet glow of stars, I knew beyond doubt that true empowerment came from embracing our stories in their entirety, the pain, the lessons, the victories. Together, we transformed betrayal into empowerment, adversity into advocacy, and vulnerability into boundless strength. As Caleb kissed my forehead softly, my heart swelled with profound peace and infinite gratitude. Our journey, filled with twists and turns, had led us exactly where we were meant to be, wrapped securely in love, hope, and unwavering strength, ready for whatever the future held. Subscribe to my Mia's Stories YouTube channel for raw, emotional stories and authentic insights that encourage healing, growth, and understanding. Don't forget to be part of a supportive space where stories inspire and lessons resonate. What do you think about this story? Let us know in the comments. Your opinion truly matters to us, and we're here for you.